Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angela.
Already music. I got a shirt on.
Yes, I have a D'Addario shirt on again.
That's okay. That works.
I was saying I need a RNA tank top like this because it's hot.
It is freaking
like
hot. I'm
not
actually
having
sweating
sleeves on.
in my black heavy-duty t-shirt.
Yeah.
Your favorite mom and pop guitar shop and music lesson studio. Really, music lesson studio and occasional guitar shop. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And it's time for another Ask RNA. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
I'm super sweaty.
Yeah.
It's 97,000 degrees in Texas. But we're going to go ahead and do this anyways. Let's get to the questions. All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Ask RNA. I think this is 268, if I got my numbers right.
I believe so, because you said 267 last week.
I did. That would make this 268.
Okay.
Would make
good.
sense.
Yes.
That's so many Ask RNAs.
So many.
Have you gone back and looked at any of the old ones?
No.
I'll scroll through the thumbnails and I'm like, wow, that was a while back.
Yes. Yes.
There's a whole, if you want to
many
binge.
hairstyles, many looks.
Yeah, if you want to binge Ask RNA, I mean, it could take you a year to do it.
Yeah.
But anyways, if you're new here,
Uh-huh.
we own a music store, we teach lessons, and we answer questions once a week to the audience who asks us all kinds of things.
All stuff and things.
All right. If you want to get an RNA t-shirt, there's a link down in the description. Get you one. Can't get a D'Addario shirt.
Nope, sorry.
We sell D'Addario strings, but not shirts. But
Yeah.
it's all good. Get you an RNA shirt.
Yeah.
I can finally wear this one.
Do that. I know.
I'm
So
excited. I lost some weight.
I know.
Now I can wear my little guy shirts or reasonably normal sized guy shirts. All right. Anyways, let's get to the first question. First question. Gary Wallace, what make is that purple Strat? Well, it's not in here.
Yeah.
It's from
out
last
there.
week. But if you rewind several videos, we've talked about it a couple of times. So we've answered that specific question multiple times.
Yes.
Previous Ask RNAs, go binge the last
Yes.
3 months
but
of
what
Ask
kind
RNA.
of guitar? Who makes it?
It's the Fire Tone.
Okay, just so he knows.
Fire Tone.
Yes.
Fire Tone guitars.
Yeah, but we talk about all the things about it in previous videos. But it is a fire tone.
It is a Fire Tone,
Yes.
which is you probably won't find much information about it because it's
It's
a friend of a friend
local,
in northern Louisiana
Yeah.
started that brand and it imports them. So you think of it as a very budget Squire style guitar. It's, in that $199 to $249 price range.
Yes. But it's
Think of it as a
reasonable.
Squire, but with
Yeah.
prettier colors,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
Fire Tone. There you go. Thanks for the question, Gary. Next question, Senator Dwarf. Howdy, been a while since I had a question, but I've been lurking in the shadows. Phil McKnight raised something interesting. The guitars I have bought are with inheritance in mind for my children. Do you think that in 30 to 40 years or so, the investment in guitars like your Gibson and Fenders, etc., won't hold or increase the value the way they currently do, as there will be a generation that grew up on today's chart music, where we grew up on music lesson legends who played guitar. Okay, so we're talking about, is a Gibson or Fender going to be
Hold its
worth
value.
that
Or
30 or 40 years from now?
incur value.
I don't think, let's say a 2020 Gibson Les Paul in 2040 is going to be worth like, oh my God, it's a 2020. Unless they're like, it's a Corona guitar. Oh man, this is one from the Corona years.
Yes.
Maybe because of that.
Yeah.
Let's say a 2019 Les Paul or Fender USA. Are they going to be worth a significant amount of money in 30 or 40 years? Probably not.
I mean, they might
Maybe.
a little, but not as...
Not like, a 60s Fender
Yeah.
30 or 40 years from now is still going to be worth a truckload of money.
Right.
Because they have a history of it's been proven that, hey, these things are worth this much money. Like a car from a certain era, whether you're a car guy or not, or
Yeah.
grew up on cars or not, if you go buy like a 63 Corvette that's in good condition, they're money.
Just think, in 40 years from now, let's say 42, 43, 44 years from now, that 1960s Gibson will be 100 years old.
Oh man, yeah. It'll be an
So-
antique, literally
Yeah.
an antique.
So that's what you're kind of, base it off of that, and the fact that, they haven't grown up on the legends. I mean, even us 100 years from the 20s, almost in the 30s, musicians, if we had somebody's guitar from the 20s or 30s today, it'd be worth a lot of money. 100 years, because it's 100 years from the 1920s and almost the 1930s. So,
there's also a supply and demand element of it, though, because there's not very many guitars from the 20s and 30s that are in good condition, whereas there's
that was the other thing.
Truckload of
where you're talking about the beginning of guitar and even the beginning eras like the 1950s and 60s where people were doing things with guitar that not a lot of people were doing. Like they were innovating all these different sounds and ways of playing. I think that'll still hold its weight 30, 40 years from now, because they will be like, not, I mean, obviously, because it's like 300 to 400 years ago, but like the Beethovens, of their time. It's like owning Beethoven's guitar, Well, I know he didn't play guitar, but you know what I'm saying, like the Beethoven of that day. It's like having his instrument in your hands, The further you get away from that, it'll still have a significance. Not a lot of children understand or even know who Beethoven is, but there are those who do.
There are some who do.
And there will be people who know who,
And to be fair,
guys are...
we've talked about this before. I have a reasonable amount of students who are like 12, 13, 14, who are like, hey, do you know who Led Zeppelin is? Yes. Yeah. Can you teach me a Led Zeppelin song? Yeah. Yes. They're like, do you know any Guns N' Roses?
I have a student that just recently said, and of course I didn't know who the song that he was talking about per se until I played it, but he was like, yeah, I like this band. They're called the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I was like, yeah. I've heard of them.
Yeah,
whatever.
And that's and that's kids right now.
Yeah, he's a 15-year-old kid.
There's a bunch of kids who, the ones who are learning to play guitar, maybe not your average 14-year-old.
Right.
Who's playing Minecraft and stuff, but the ones who are actually interested in music and learning to play guitar, which to be fair, that's who buys guitars. Right. Like we're like, those are the people, just like we buy guitars because we play guitars, not because we're just necessarily, I'm a fan of this band, I'm gonna buy that guitar and just stare at it on the wall. I don't think there's a lot of that. There's a lot of us who are like, I play guitar casually, the hobby, I'm gonna buy a Les Paul because I love Slash, and I don't think the older ones are necessarily gonna lose their value. Ones from the 50s, 60s, 70s, maybe even the 80s, because you have Randy Rhoads, who was playing like an 80s something Les Paul, so people still want 80s Les Pauls because Randy Rhoads and all that kind of stuff. I think
But even that's 40 years ago.
Yeah, well, it is. True. But I don't necessarily think, the 2015 Fenders and
Depends
Gibson,
on who played it.
Maybe. I wouldn't buy it as an investment for your kids. Like, if you want to give your kids something of value, get a Roth IRA, or something, do an annuity. But I wouldn't count on the guitar being thing that actually holds its value.
To where it's the actual investment.
Yeah. Now I think about my kids, and like, I have a couple of guitars that I'm like, I even said that when I was talking about this Epiphone Zach. It was made in 05. Our son Aiden was born in 05. So maybe one day, even though he's not super into guitar, maybe one day he would want this guitar. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't.
Right.
One of them will get my Gibson Explorer that I got when I was 16 because it means a lot to me emotionally, sentimentally. Not that it's necessarily worth a ton of money, a 91 Gibson Explorer, but there's a lot of emotional attachment to it that I hope one of my kids, or maybe grandkids, this is Granddad's Gibson Explorer. I want to play some Inner Sandman on it.
Yeah. My dad had it underneath his bed.
Yeah. Can you believe it? Yeah. I'll be playing them. It'll be hanging on the wall until I'm 97. But yeah, that's what we think. What do you guys think? We love to see that. I need to go. What video did Phil talk about that? But I need to go catch his video and see his thoughts. All right. Thank you, man. Next question, just fun and guitar, # Klondike, # KTMA. Thanks for the answer. I have seen Black Sabbath in 98 and Ozzy with Zakk Wylde. New question. Does your boys want pets of their own when they leave home? Mine want lizards or snakes. Do our boys want pets when they leave home? Well, yes. They actually own pets now.
They do have.
They currently
their own pets.
Own their own. Nicholas has the Lab Mastiff mix, the black dog we have. Black dog. So supposedly when he moves out, he's taking Sarah.
We did have another cat But once we let her out of the house to roam, she never came back.
Yeah.
That was his cat.
She
and
was partially
he always
feral.
talked about, I'm taking Ashes. Ashes and Sarah. I'm like, okay. So he said that a lot. So now it's just Sarah. Yeah.
Ashes was not a good house cat.
No,
she was meant to be an
wild.
outdoor cat. Yeah,
she was too wild.
Yeah.
And her home was the wilderness.
Yeah.
But Aiden has our other cat.
Our other cat.
Ember. So a calico that's allergic to fleas and everything. She has a skin issue.
She has skin problems.
But she loves Aiden. Like, she loves Aiden. She does even the whole thing, like, hold me. She'll even reach up her hands.
She talks to him.
Yes.
She doesn't talk to the rest of us necessarily.
No, but she chitters to him all the time. And, and she just, she'll literally, like, pat his arm and pat his, it's just the cutest thing. Yeah. So, yes, they do have their own pets that they've even both talked about where they're like, if Mom doesn't want her, we'll take Mesa, our little Maltese poodle mix.
What?
Yeah, they're like, we want her. I'm like, no, you can't have her.
I spent money.
The 3
on
old
that
dogs are our dogs. They are our dogs. And then Ryan has the German Shepherd Lab Mix Summer.
I do.
It's Ryan's dog.
She is. That was a mistake. But
the boys love her. Maybe
I like her too.
I can see Aiden taking her because Aiden loves her.
He actually does.
He kind of has nicknames and.
I don't like you. I want to play with you.
Yeah, they have a love-hate relationship because she is so big.
She is huge. I like her as she's a great yard dog.
Oh yeah, she's perfect.
Home protector and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like,
she's extremely intimidating.
Yeah, which is great. And she's smart and sweet. But it's like, it was just...
She's still a puppy, though.
Yeah, we just have too many dogs.
Even though she's like almost 2 years old.
Yeah. So yeah, they have their own pets already that theoretically they're going to take with them, hopefully, depending on where they move. Like when I moved out, I was in college, I moved somewhere like I couldn't have my cat with me. Like you couldn't have pets in the apartment that I lived. So I'm like, crap. So I had to give my cat to my sister. I was like, just hold on to her for me until I move out. And then like, I never got her back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she became my sister's cat.
Yeah.
So it just depends on where and how they move. But yeah. Thanks for the question, Just Fine Guitar. Next question, Bubba Fang. Angela, Will Ferrell is Iron Man. So Jack Black is the Hulk and Chris Farley is Thor. Chris Farley's dead. He can't be Thor. The other two are theoretically could be.
Yeah.
Anywho, question. What favorite movie characters would you like to see in a rock band? Just discussing this the other day and I'm still looked at strangely. LOL. Hashtag Klondike. Hashtag KTMA. Hashtag We're All Legends.
Yes.
Favorite movie characters would you like to see in a rock band?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Characters, not actors.
No, characters. Yeah. Oh gosh. What would make a good rock band?
Darth Vader.
So this is a heavy metal band, yeah.
Darth Vader.
But there'd be just a lot of heavy breathing. That'd be a great intro to a song.
I'm sure it's been used before.
Yeah, probably. And, okay, we have Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Dirty.
Probably Thor.
On drums.
On lighting, maybe.
He'd be on drums, riding that China cymbal. It sounds like thunder.
It's lightning.
It sounds like lightning. And bass drum all the time.
Yeah.
Strongest Avenger.
Blast beats.
Oh no, Thor's in a cage. How did this happen?
All right, you pick two.
Oh gosh.
Pick two.
Let's see. So we have lead singer. Is that what you said?
Yeah, he's probably more of a bass player. Darth Vader is more of a bass player.
Oh yeah, I can see him being
so you could pick a lead singer if you want to.
Oh gosh, lead singer, character, lead singer, character, lead singer. Oh gosh, to go with your band, I don't even know.
It doesn't matter. It's just a band.
Okay, it's a band that does covers for all genres. Oh gosh, I don't even know. My brain just isn't working with that right now.
What was not Chris Rock? What's his face's character from The Fifth Element?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Why did I say Chris Rock?
You said Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
What was it? Ruby Rod.
Yes.
Come in, my man. Come in, my man. Corbin Dallas.
Yes.
On guitar.
That'd be fun. That'd be funny.
Most movie characters I think of, I don't think of any of that are actually. I wonder if they're a musician.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's just like,
never in my life would I think. But we have Thor and Darth Vader.
Thor and Darth Vader. That's
band.
important.
That's an impressive band. I think Wonder Woman should be the lead singer.
Okay.
I think Wonder Woman could be the lead
Wonder
singer.
Woman.
We're doing like all super.
You know they're going to get views if you have a female lead singer. So it'll be like no
and a
doubt.
beautiful woman. They're
Yeah.
She's
attractive.
It's going to be a very awesome band. And the new Wonder Woman, not Linda Carter.
Yeah, she's too old. Wonder Woman and Thor in the same band. Mm-hmm. Like no one's gonna. They don't have a problem with security. Mm-hmm. And Darth Vader is like forced joking.
I think Darth Vader should be the lead guitar player.
But he's got bionic hands. Like I don't think he has the dexterity for guitar. You can play bass all day because just doon doon.
As clumsy as he is stupid. General.
And he'd be like doon 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 doon, like Darth.
Listen. Check out this riff I just wrote.
He's like, you will love my riff.
These are the riffs you're looking for.
Okay, there's our band. Just a bass player, drummer, and a lead singer.
No, we need guitar players.
Okay. What guitar players? Okay, let's go through. Going through movies in my head. This is taking way too long.
It is way too long. Dang it.
Let's see.
Bubba Fang.
I'm trying to go through movies in my head, like
movies that you like.
Like actually like. I haven't watched a lot, and all of them are like Lord of the Rings characters. Like who? I mean,
Legolas as the lead guitar. Legolas on lead guitar because he's got the hair.
Yes.
And he's
he's
got the dexterity
like,
to
windblown 80s rocker.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
There's our band.
Epic. Legendary.
That wrapped up DC, Marvel, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings right there.
Yeah. We didn't get any Star Trek characters.
Yeah.
They all suck.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the question.
Spock on keys.
Okay. I can see that. That would be logical. That's a logical choice.
There we go. We had to get some Star Trek in there for my own personal enjoyment.
That was a great choice.
Thank you.
That's excellent.
Yeah! Okay. That's very logical.
Great. All right, thanks for the question, Bubba Fang. Next question. Denny's Plant-Based Journey's got a question. This is kind of news to me because I haven't been up on this, but he said, speaking of Epiphone, did you see their new acoustic line going back to the old Texan model? Looks like the base model is around $600 and the high end is $2,700. So here's my question. Do you think people will buy an Epiphone even though it is an American-made guitar? So they're going to be making some American Epiphones made in America. Mm-hmm. Do you think people will buy an Epiphone, even though it's made in America, that goes back to the old Texan name, similar to a J45, for almost $3,000? Seems strange to me. Can you imagine to come back to the Ford Pinto, instead of a cheap explosive model, it's a luxury mid-size SUV for $80K. Mm-hmm. Who would buy an $80K Pinto?
Right.
Anyway, realize Epiphone is an older company than Gibson. They have some great musical instruments, can hold their own. Even so, I think it's been a long enough, in the way they've been used by Gibson, I don't think it breeds enough confidence in a $3,000 instrument.
Right.
If it does sell, it's going to be someone who wants something a little different, plays in store, blown away by the sound. Your thoughts? All right. Okay. Yeah. Even if it's made in America, the brand name Epiphone has been, even Epiphone existed before Gibson and was an American-made brand forever ago.
Yeah.
But since the 70s, 80s, some point in time,
right,
when Gibson bought Epiphone, acquired them, and then Epiphone became the budget import brand, which is like the cheap copies of the real Gibsons. Mm-hmm. That's what they've been known for how long has it been since the 80s? 40 years. So 40-something years of this brand represents X. Cheap budget stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't think I could bring myself to spend $3,000 on a Epiphone. I mean, because why not just spend $3,000 on a Gibson or a Taylor or a Martin? It might be great. It might be.
It better be.
If you picked it up, well, yeah, you better do the dishes for me. But
buy clothes.
I don't know. For me,
Tell me
I probably wouldn't. If I'm dropping that kind of Monday, if I'm dropping those kind of Mondays on
You're
something.
like mundane Monday.
Monday morning. I don't think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think it's like too little too late. It's tough to rebrand something that has decades of, this is what this brand represents. Okay, we're going to change that.
Right.
Now it means this. And you're like, that's a tough ship to turn around. It really is. What I think.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah.
It's a good analogy. Like, hey, we're going to Ford's introducing a new car. It's called the Pinto.
Right.
It's going to be a luxury SUV.
It's going to be amazing. But in your mind, you're like,
wait a minute.
The
Pintos
was
sucked.
Amazing.
Those were terrible.
They were ugly. It's like the Gremlin.
There's a stigma attached to that name. So
Yeah.
why would you do that? I think it's a bad idea. That's what I think.
An El Camino.
I don't know. El Caminos are kind of cool. I've seen a few recently, like they're old ones, but they're like pristine. I'm like,
if it's pristine,
that's pretty cool. I mean, it's like, it looks like it's brand new. That is kind of cool to see an older car that's like, whoa, that's pretty rad.
Well taken care of.
Yeah, like shiny paint. It's all like it just rolled out of the showroom. I'm like, whoa, it's cool. It brings me back, but
yeah.
That's what I think. Denny, thanks for the question. You guys let us know. Would you spend $3,000 on American-made Epiphone? Yes or no? Great question. All right, next question. Walking Dead 1369.
Yeah.
Not 8. 9. Klondike, hashtag. So what would you do for a Klondike bar? Angela.
What would I do?
I know what I would do.
What?
Nothing.
You don't like Klondike?
I don't like Klondike bar. But if I did, I would just walk across the street to the gas station and buy one.
What would I do? Walk across the street?
I walk across the street, shell out $2, get me one.
Which they do have them.
Yeah, I ain't jumping through hoops for somebody. Like, hey, do a cartwheel, give you a Klondike.
Yes.
Nah, I'll just go buy one.
Nah, it's aight.
What would you do for Klondike? You like Klondike bars?
I don't really. I don't like the ice cream in it.
I can't remember what they taste like.
The Klondike chocolate? No.
We should go buy one.
Yeah.
We should have bought one before this video. We could try it on screen.
Yeah. Klondike bars, the chocolate and it tastes a little caramelly. That's what I did like about the Klondike bars.
I like
and
caramel.
some of them have you can get them with a crunchy crisp, and some of them have like Butterfinger in them. Some of like a Reese's peanut butter Klondike bar.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't do anything ridiculous for one.
No. Now a Snickers ice cream bar.
There's some leeway. There's some negotiating. What would you do for an ice cream Snickers?
I'd probably drive to the store. I weigh some gas money for a Snickers ice cream bar.
I think that was kind of a joke question. But Walking Dead also has another question. Because we were talking about last week Angela's favorite video game. She plays Klondike. You're still playing it.
Yep.
I'm glad. Good.
I wrestled some bandits.
They had it coming.
They did. And I shot 3 bears.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know about the bears. They're just living their life.
No, they were trying to attack me.
Oh, they were trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they had.
That was the scenario. It's just standing there. And then where's that? But they were like, shoot it down.
Walking Dead's real question. Angela, what's your favorite Cyndi Lauper song? I think mine may be Time After Time, or maybe I Drove All Night.
Yeah.
Favorite Cyndi Lauper song?
Time After Time, sure. True Colors.
Yeah.
It's a good one. And I also like her cover of At Last.
Ah.
Oh my gosh.
It's a good one.
Yeah, she did a great job. Yep. Beautiful, soulful sound to her voice. So beautiful.
She was feeling it.
She was. She could do it. She has a great range. She has a very strong, soulful voice that I think that she didn't get the chance to lean into because they kept her little niche of punky
poppy pop
rock kind of music, this little niche that she was in. And I hate that she never really got a chance to bloom into, the voice that she had. It's like, I think of her like kind of like Lady Gaga. Like we know Lady Gaga as this one type person, but now she's actually being able to sing, and she has an amazing voice. I do not care for Lady Gaga as a person at all.
Or an artist.
But she does have a talent. She does have a musical talent. And now because she kind of stepped away from her poppy, poker face sound. She was able to step away from that, and she has actually a gorgeous voice, a gorgeous singing voice. But I don't think Cyndi Lauper really got that chance.
Yeah.
When people think of her, they think of this kind of whiny, raspy, nasally sound, but she actually has a very soulful, great voice. She still has that little bit of a, because she's from like New Jersey or something like that, so she has that New Yorker type, New Jersey type accent.
Yankee. Yes,
very northeast accent, but it comes through in her songs. But she can sing. She can really sing. So that's probably my top 3 of hers: True Colors, Time After Time, and then her rendition of At Last, because it shows off her vocals very well. Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you, Walking Dead.
Oh, the screen went bloop bloop.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Like it flipped. When you went forward like that, it went bloop bloop. It's weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Thank you, Walking Dead.
Thank you, Walking Dead. Next question, Brian Strasser. Couple of questions. Can you play an acoustic guitar through a regular amp? Mm-hmm. Can you be the merchant who overcharges everyone for essential items? What are the best single pickup guitars available? #Klondike. Okay, a couple questions. Can you play an acoustic guitar through a regular amp? Yes, you can. Do it all the time in lessons. I'll plug. Kiddos will have an acoustic. I'm like, all right, let's plug into this half stack. And so they do. It doesn't sound quite the same as through an acoustic amp. And you have to watch out for feedback. Mm-hmm. You can get feedback much faster through like an electric guitar amp. But you can do it. Mm-hmm. It's doable.
Yep.
So it is a thing. Can you be the merchant who overcharges everyone for essential items?
Can we be that?
Can we be that? I don't know. Our items are not essential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So no, I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think merchants should overcharge for essential items. You mean like toilet paper?
Yeah, like water.
Water and bread. No, I don't think merchants should, and I don't think we will ever be those people.
No.
We have to charge enough to stay in business.
But it kind of depends.
To make it.
There's a factor to that. It's like, how much are they being charged?
Yes.
Right? Like if your grocery store, suddenly there's a huge surge on items, and then the manufacturers are like, whoa, we can't keep up. Here's the prices jump up. Well, if they have to pay a significant hike in their costs, of course they're going to have to charge more.
We're going to have to, or they'll go out of business.
Yeah, that's how it is. Now, if they're getting it at the same price as always, and then they're jacking up their profit margins,
because which they're going to make more money.
You have to make a profit. If you cannot make a profit, you're not going to stay in business.
Right.
Pure and simple. You have to make money to stay in business. You just can't give everything away for free. Give me some free stuff. I'm like,
no.
Okay.
We will when we want to, but not just because.
If you're like quadrupling, quintupling, 10x your normal profit margins and your costs haven't changed, that seems a little, I don't know,
fishy,
sketchy. But what are the best single pickup guitars available? I don't know. I'm not really into single pickup guitars.
That was a little awkward pause there.
Awkward pause. Someone did ask me the other day about the Jared James Nichols Epiphone Les Paul. He's kind of a blues guy, and he's got an Epiphone black it's like a Les Paul custom, but it's only got a single pickup in it, a P90, which is a little odd. And Robert Baker's got one. He did a video about it. But I found, who's this Jared James Nichols? I don't even know who this guy is. So I started watching, like, oh, he's good. Like he's a blues, like he sings and plays like bluesy stuff. I mean bluesy, but like rockin' bluesy. And he sings really good. And like he plays with his fingers, doesn't use a pick, and he's just ripping it. I'm like,
nice.
Wow,
nice.
I like this guy. He's good. His guitar sounds great. I don't know if I would buy one of his guitars, but he plays it really well. But man, I can't think of any off the top of my head. I'm sure there's some Jackson shred guitars out there, single pickup, whatever. Phil X was known for playing a single pickup guitar quite a bit. I don't know.
Not off the top of his head.
Off the top of my head. I mean, I could go look at it. They are out there.
Yes.
A Les Paul Jr. single pickup thing, maybe.
Something.
Yeah. All right. Best single pickup guitars available. ain't a lot to choose from that I can think of.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what the majority of the market wants. It all comes down to supply and demand. What does the market want?
Right.
I do kind of, that's the most recent one I've been aware of is the Jared James Nichols signature Epiphone, and I thought it was cool. That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Next question.
Okie dokie.
All right. Big Johnson, hashtag Klondike. Why are CMG Ashlee guitars so lightweight? Are they chambered? I saw a Zims guitar video and Dane pointed out that Ashlee was really light. Oh, by the way, he did mention RNA as a CMG dealer. Awesome. Well, they're not very light.
No.
They're at all.
What? That's not.
They're not.
Right.
I mean, so we have two here, and of course I have now model number, serial number like 500.
Mm-hmm.
They were not chambered or weight relieved at all. Mm-hmm. And if you get serial number, 356 or 326, ours is 326, but anything up to right around the 500 mark, I mean, they're heavy. Like we had one that was a beast, like 12 pounds. Like, oh my God, this thing is super heavy.
Yeah.
Around 500 or so, they started weight relieving them a little bit, which our RNA Music limited run dealer exclusive guitars we had, they're all weight relieved. Mm-hmm. Now, they will not weight relieve. If you don't want them to, they won't. If you say, hey, I want this one, I don't want it weight relieved, they go, okay. Mm-hmm. But even the weight relieved ones
are heavy.
Are 7-8 pounds. I mean, they're not, they're not 12 pounds.
No.
They're not 10 pounds. They're not 11 pounds. They're not 12 pounds, but they're still like 7-8. So they're not lightweight. So they do make some semi-hollows. Okay. So they do have some semi-hollow ones they make. Some with like an F-hole and some without an F-hole. So it's like a solid top, but it is a chambered semi-hollow body. Mm-hmm. They do make some models like that. Right. So he might have gotten one that didn't have the F-hole, but was a semi-hollow. And of course, that would be reasonably light. Mm-hmm. But the run-of-the-mill, like I don't know how many ones we've had come through the shop. Of course, the pre-500 ones are all hefty and solid. And even the ones we've gotten in custom orders, we've had built or whatever, that are weight relieved, still not light guitars. So probably something up with that one he got. I would almost 97% guarantee he probably has a semi-hollow that does not have the F-hole in it, because that they do make those.
Yeah. Because
every other one I've had are not light at all.
Yeah, we've had a lot of different brands of guitars come through, and I think the Ashleys are one of our heaviest guitars.
Yeah, they're solid.
They
like
are
I said,
even to the hills like a Marlinger Hopper.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So even.
Yeah. I mean, that's dumb. That's heavy. And that's not.
That's weight
heavy.
relieved.
Yeah, and that's not as heavy as the Ashlee.
Yeah. The other
It's
Ashlee.
actually hurting my leg.
So this is one that's weight relieved.
I mean, he's spinning it around like it ain't heavy, but it's heavy.
Well, I am strong.
Alright.
I can do things.
Okay. I didn't say I couldn't do it.
I know you can do things.
I just said it was heavy.
It's not light.
You could do some curls with it.
You could. You could build some muscle. Okay.
Oh, it did it again.
What did it do?
It flickered.
Why is it flickering?
I don't know, but it did.
It's autofocusing, maybe.
Probably you're doing too much.
I'm doing too much movement.
It did that whenever you bent down and came back up too.
It's not doing it. Yeah, so
it's solid.
Even being weight relieved, it's still hefty. So he probably has a semi-hollow. Mm-hmm. I would almost.
I bet your bottom dollar.
I'm gonna bet somebody else's bottom dollar. His is a semi-hollow. There you go. All right, next question.
Final question.
Oh, final question. Yay, so excited. Kabayoth, hashtag AskRNA. My singing voice is giving out. When I was younger, I had an exceptional range. But in my 20s, I married the ex-wife who didn't like singing in the house. She was tone deaf, so I understand. But it was not wise to keep that going 12 years. After we split, I discovered the upper and lower extremes of my range were either gone or too painful to sustain. My range continues to shrink, and the quality of the notes going to pieces. I'm concerned about the root cause of this and reversing the effects. And I've drunk quite a bit of soda over the years. One suggestion I've been told frequently is scotch and vodka are therapeutic for the vocal cords. taken in measured doses, this still makes no sense to me. I'm of the opinion the unscrupulous are trying to see me loaded. I'm a grumpy drunk, so this exercise doesn't appeal to me. Also, I have worked in machine shops all my life and pronounced case of tinnitus for it, so my hearing might be an issue. I'm of the opinion my voice can recover with a few bits of sense before I go trotting off to a doctor for what strikes me as purely point of vanity. I already know that what has to happen with the hearing, ear protection, turn down the volume, watch blood pressure. Any advice? Okay, great question.
Do you have any advice?
Do I have any advice? Scotch and vodka are not going to help your vocal cords.
No.
That's a load of crap.
They're a numbing agent. And what it'll do is just like if you take a pain pill, you don't just go and work and do things over extraneously, especially if you've hurt or damaged something. You don't do that. It's caused so you can rest. So if you do take like a teaspoon, and I'm talking about like tablespoon, teaspoon type, not like a shot glass, or even a tumbler of vodka or scotch. Scotch. Down in my belly. You don't want to cause more damage because all that is a numbing agent.
And it dehydrates you.
Yes. And which will cause more inflammation later because you can't just take a shot of scotch or vodka and then strenuously sing because all it's going to do is cause more inflammation later. And so you need to get to the root of it and do basic vocal exercises and vocal resting. So in between vocal exercises, and it's literally going from the lowest part of your range and slowly doing oohs and ahs up to the range that you want to go, resting in between, taking good deep breaths and relaxing your voice. You don't want to sing at the front of your throat. A lot of people get more damage because they're singing at the front of their throat. So when they, because they're trying to get those high notes, well, that is just scratching the top. That's why people, after they sing like that, you want your voice to lay back. So it has this more open sound to it. And keeping your tongue rested towards the front of your mouth instead of at the back of your mouth, which will actually pinch your vocal singing also. So rest your voice, plenty of vocal rest, and not a lot of strenuous singing. So if you're prone to singing, especially metal guys, if they're prone to singing that and having that screaming screech, a lot of times they're not going to rest their vocals. A lot of times those guys smoke. A lot of the guys drink excessively, which can cause a lot of damage to their vocal cords and into their throat and to the back of their mouth, also with their uvula and their tonsils. So you want to make sure that you have a proper singing foundation. So know where your voice is coming from so that you can properly project your voice in a way that's not, it flipped again, that is not going to hurt your voice in the future. Singing in low resonating tones where you're doing a lot of diaphragm exercises versus screaming out like this, because that's where a lot of people get the damage, because they're trying to force their voice from just their throat up instead of using the bigger part of their body, their chest, their chest cavity and their diaphragm to push their voice out is what causes it. So know where your voice comes from, rest your voice sufficiently. Warm water, drinking warm water, lots of water in general, warm water, honey, soothing teas actually can have an anti-inflammatory effect. No alcohol is not good. No smoking, no heavy drinking, lots of rest. Sleep rest also helps your voice. Taking care of yourself with your sinus cavity, your drainage. If you have a lot of drainage, that you take care of that. That also helps with drinking tons of water so that stuff can flush thoroughly down into so it's not sitting, so you don't have this negative bacteria inside your throat and then you're singing on top of it. All that vibration all of that harsh squeezing will just create little lacerations in your throat, and then that infection will get in those lacerations and will cause
nodules,
all these nodules and bronchitis and just all this stuff, laryngitis, that will affect your voice and will limit your range.
And think about it, you're talking about when you were younger, before getting married in your 20s, so you must have been pretty young.
Right.
And then you basically didn't sing like that for 12 years.
That'll
Equate that to being like, you know what? I used to run Ironman triathlons when I was 20, and then I got married, and I didn't do it for 12 years. And I came back and tried to do it. Tried to do an Ironman, and it's like, I just can't do it.
I just can't do it.
It's like you shouldn't expect
you're not
to
going
be able to. You know what I mean? There's a bit of athleticism. You can rebuild.
To that point. Yes.
No, yeah.
You get back to that point.
I'm not saying you just can't jump right back to where you
jump out of bed and be like, I'm gonna go do one, and then just go for it. It's not gonna happen.
Now, if you continued singing throughout that time, you could have probably maintained the range.
Definitely.
That you had if you were hitting all those notes in a healthy way. And the problem is sometimes when we're younger, we can hit these things. You can hit those notes, but you might not be doing it in the most healthy way. Like you got there, but it wasn't necessarily the healthy way to get there. And it could have, had you continued with that, possibly cause some damage. But I think it's more of like just stopping
and then trying to immediately
and then trying to come back to that.
Right.
I mean, you can expand your range, but also with lack of use, you can also lose it. I mean, use it or lose it.
Right.
There's a reason they say that. It doesn't mean you can't rebuild it, but just be cautious with it. Take it easy. Seek out a local in-person vocal coach.
So they can pinpoint exactly where your voice is coming from. That's what I see a lot in vocal students, is that a lot of them don't know where their voice is coming from. So they're like, I feel so tired. Like one girl said, I feel like I'm about to cry after, that burning sensation you get right before you start to tear up. She got that. Well, because she's singing from this part of like the front part. So it's like pushing her voice out. There were so many different things that I could only be able to see, tell her how to change by seeing her in person. So unless I can watch you or hear you and listen to your voice, and I can't really personally diagnose what you need to work on, what you can work on. If you want to send me a video of you singing, I'm more than happy to help you out. That's fine. But in blanketed general advice, plenty of rest. Start with low notes and gently move your way through soft vowel sounds and soft consonant sounds. Try not to just screech it out or try to punch it out. It's just like Ryan said, it's like going from never, running all the time, never running, and then trying to get up and just off the couch and just start running. You're going to hurt yourself. Everybody needs to stretch. Everybody needs to warm up. Start with the lowest note that you can possibly go to. I always say everybody can pretty much talk around middle C, like your talking voice is around middle C. So hitting middle C and then going down an octave, you're like, well, that's easy. Yes, that's what stretching is. Doing something that's easy and then slowly going down. So even most guys, even bass guys can kind of sing it. And then and going as low as you possibly can. So having that lowest and then going even lower and building back up. And then building back up with huzz, ahs, oohs, soft notes so that it doesn't hit that note, like don't go ga 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 ga. You don't want it to be too forceful. You want it to be like ooh. You want it to be a soft note,
Oohs
so
and ahs.
Because your voice isn't vibrating as frequently, and you can also hear it a little bit easier, and it feels good whenever it comes out of your throat and your mouth. You can actually tell where your voice is coming from by doing it, ooh, ooh, because you're not going, ooh, like that. You can feel it back at the back of your throat where it's proper to do it. Ooh. That's where your voice should be coming from. It should be rolling up the back, hitting your head voice, and coming back down to your chest voice.
Good tips. I'm just there like, yeah. Yeah. There you go. Okay, off. And that was the final question.
Yay!
Yay, final question. Woo, so excited. All right. If you guys have a question for next week, please leave it below in the comment section, as well as you can leave your thoughts on the questions. Like, would you spend $3,000 on an Epiphone? I probably wouldn't, but that doesn't mean you won't or can't.
Right.
Do what you want. All right. So do that. Questions, comments below. If you watch this entire video, who knows how long it is? I'll find out in editing, I guess. Probably another hour. Oh, sweet Lord. All right. So if you watch the whole thing, secret hashtag of the day is hashtag. What is it?
Vocal range. I don't know.
I don't know. How about hashtag woo woo?
Okay.
Woo-woo.
WOOWOO, right?
Yeah.
Woo woo.
Woo woo.
Woo woo.
That's how you sing.
Yeah.
Yes, you do that with the woo woos.
Yeah, with all your woo 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 woo.
Yeah. That. If you watch the whole thing,
yeah,
leave that secret hashtag of the day in there, and we'll know you watched the whole thing. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Because it'll be bad if you do. I mean, not because we're going to do anything, but life will do things if you lie. Just saying. All right.
Oh
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
Music needs you.
And you need the music.
And we need to keep it alive for the next woo-woo generation.
Woo-woo!
And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
So excited.
Woo-woo! Speaking of Klondike bars.
Oh, what you got?
I just happen to have one right here.
Oh, how convenient for us.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Walk across the street.
Or drive to Walmart.
Drive to Walmart. Just for...
And with the magic of television, I have one right here.
Ryan and Angela tasting
So it's just a chocolate-covered ice cream
bar.
Without...
Rectangle. How many calories?
It's 250 for the whole bar. One bar is 250 calories.
You know, that's actually not that bad.
It's not.
Because I was thinking... I was looking at something else that was 250. I'm like, that bag of M&Ms is like 800.
A sleeve of those crackers is 200. So this is not far off of a sleeve of...
I haven't had one.
It gets messy because the chocolate instantly starts melting in your hand.
Oh, okay.
But this is a Reese's Peanut Butter Club.
This is a Reese's Klondike. So
Yeah.
What's a regular Klondike taste like?
It's just regular vanilla.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
Yeah, it falls apart.
Mm-hmm. It's like a dip cone.
Okay. I can't really taste the Reese's.
Yeah. It says Reese's. Oh, it's in.
Oh.
It's in there. You just didn't get far
I
enough.
didn't get far enough in to get the Reese's. It's just like a dipped cone.
Mm-hmm.
A Dairy Queen dip cone, but in a square.
Mm-hmm. But it has that same taste of the shell.
Mm-hmm.
Like you pour over your stuff.
Yeah. I do like the hardened shell.
Yeah. It's good, huh?
It is. It's alright.
Has a thin little swirl of peanut butter in it. I like the shell.
Oh, man. Oh, you went to Walmart earlier.
Uh-huh.
I should have told you to get some of that sugar-free ice cream.
Oh, man. We can go back right now.
Okay. I'm gonna go back and get me some no sugar added ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
My daddy Dub root beer. That's alright. I think I would rather have a ice cream Snickers though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like an ice cream Snicker bar. That's a whole nother story.
But now we have a case of these, right?
Yeah. We have 2, 4, 5 left. Because there's 6.
See what we do for you guys? We get lots of calories.
Mm-hmm.
Just for Ask RNA.
You know why I don't really like these? Because the ice cream is very whipped.
Yeah. Whipped.
It's almost like custardy.
Like whip. Cool whip.
Mm-hmm. And it melts really fast.
Yeah, I can see it. Like the Snickers is not as messy.
Mm-hmm.
Ice cream Snickers. Yeah, I wouldn't do anything crazy for a Klondike bar.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I really don't like it.
I mean, I'm sure we'll eat
I'm
them.
gonna finish it.
I mean, we're gonna eat them. We're gonna eat the other 5.
I might not, but
I'm sure the boys will. Boys will eat it.
tonight.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go get some no sugar added ice cream. Maintain my calorie deficit.
I really don't want the rest of this.
I'm sure Aiden will eat it.
You can't
You
save
don't want it?
the rest of it.
Fine, I guess I'll eat it.
It's too like whippy. It doesn't feel like you're eating anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you're tasting it.
There's some Reese's.
Yeah. It's like in the middle.
Man, you
Like
got
a thin layer.
That's not enough Reese's in this.
No, I thought like the whole middle would be peanut butter. And it's not.
Oh yeah, it's getting real melty real fast.
Real fast. Of course, it's Texas.
It is Texas.
And the lights are on and everything. It's hot.
Turn on the light.
And I'll glow.
Nice.
There you go.